Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria. We've got your daily reading here for Friday, November 15th. And today is also full moon in Taurus day. So what we're just going to do today is I'm just going to give you an overview of this full moon energy. I didn't have time to do a full moon reading this time around. So we'll just go over the general energies, the planetary aspects that are surrounding this lunation. Of course, full moons are a time where they are sometimes quite emotionally charged. And so it's sometimes a good idea to kind of, have a little bit of insight into what else is going on. I'll put the timestamp down below. So if you want to skip the moon information, you certainly can and just get into your daily reading. So I'll throw that in the description box and the comments box for you. So you don't have to necessarily try and figure out where I stopped talking. So the full moon in Taurus, this is, of course, a culmination of end of a cycle that started in the spring in the new moon in Taurus. So look back 6 months ago. What intentions were you setting? What were you doing at that time? And this can be where something comes to an end for you. This can be where you're tying up loose ends for something, maybe making some final decisions. You could be getting closure on something, letting something go, right? Full moons can certainly bring about all of that. Full moons also are a time where we can have something come to fruition, right? Something that you've been working towards or something that you've been waiting on it can come to life at this lunation. Now, this is a really interesting one because it can be in this full moon energy full of shocks and surprises. First off, we do have this lunation ruled by Venus. All right, Venus is the ruler of this moon. Venus rules Taurus, and Venus is also in the sign of Capricorn now as well. So Venus is the planet of love, money, abundance, resources, fertility, creativity, and the things that bring us pleasure and joy. It's a very sensual energy that it does bring in. So it can be really pleasant and really positive. In this, some of you could be perhaps you could have a romantic partnership that is blossoming. Some of you could be meeting new people, new friends, new business people, or new love can come to fruition in your life for you here. Or maybe you're figuring out what's preventing your growth and what's preventing these things from coming in. And this is where that ending may be for you. You may find, because change is kind of a big element around this lunation, and you may find that the things that bring you joy and pleasure, whether it's foods that you like, music that you like, activities that you like to do, or people that you like to hang around, these things may be changing for you a little bit. What was previously pleasurable for you, maybe now you are not finding it as good for you. So this can be where some changes may come in for you. Venus in Capricorn has to do with governments, institutions, leadership, whether it's out there in the world or whether it's something a little bit closer to home. So there could be some shocks and surprises and some hidden things that may come to light or may come crumbling down in those areas. There could be something going on in your workplace. Venus in Capricorn, Capricorn energy is very much career-focused, goal-oriented ruler is Saturn, right? And Saturn, of course, is where we gain wisdom, those life lessons, very serious, kind of very heavy energy, right? And so Venus in Capricorn can be, where maybe now you're thinking about your money and your resources, and you're like, okay, how do I make money but still be happy at the same time, right? So you could be making some changes in your life, or you may have some opportunities opening up for you, or you may get some insight, a vision of the future, and you're like, I need to make money and I want to kind of go into this path or this area because I want to be happy with what I do while I bring home the bacon. Taurus energy, of course, is very focused on money, right? Taurus rules the second house in astrology, which is the money house. And so this is about your income, how you make your money, how you spend your money, how you invest your money. It's also about resources. So again, some of you might be finding some resources to get something started or get something done. But this also has to do with your values, the things you own, the things you possess, the things that are important to you, and also your own personal values as well, and your sense of self-worth. So if there's been something going on in your world that has kind of knocked your confidence a little bit, or made you feel like second rate, this might be where you are like, nope, we're not doing this anymore, and you're kissing something goodbye because you're looking to the future, which brings us to Uranus. This full moon is conjunct with the planet Uranus. Okay, so Uranus is the modern day ruler of Aquarius, which is where Pluto is moving in just a few days. All right, so Uranus brings shocks, surprises, awakenings. It is the wild card in astrology. You never know what to expect. It could be anything under the sun. It can be very shaky. It can be very unpredictable. It's hard to pin down, okay? But it does bring rebellious energy. It brings those great awakenings, the great awakener. It's certainly very futuristic, and it's a freedom seeker. So again, anything that's been holding you down, anything that's been holding you back, or you feel like you've been tied up in knots, right? Uranus can be very helpful with its energy. It's a big energy boost to get you really kind of unstuck and untethered and untied. Uranus can, of course, be an energy to shake you out of your comfort zone, face your fears, do something that maybe you never thought that you would do, or do something that you want to do, but there's always been something holding you back. Now, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and it is a very futuristic energy. So we are looking to the future. But we do have Pluto going into Aquarius on the 19th, still in Capricorn at the moment and still direct, right? Pluto does bring about change, transformation, evolution, growth, rebirth. It can certainly bring about endings and new beginnings. So it's a very transformative energy. And with Pluto still being in the last few days of Capricorn here, right, there could be some things that, again, you're going to change, or things that you're realizing about your career and your personal goals and your life lessons. But Pluto can bring about fears, and it can be a fear of the unknown, a fear of the future, a fear of the things that we don't see, right? And so you're reminded, with Venus energy being very much at play in this full moon, you're very much reminded to take pleasure, to take joy, to take solace in the simpler things in life, or in the things that do make you happy or make you feel more secure, right? We're all have some fears about the future, right? We've got insights into where we're going with, as humanity or on personal levels, right? But we still never quite know how things are going to play out. And humans do have a fear of the unknown. That's why we create safe spaces for ourselves. So, when we are feeling a little bit afraid, right, you find the things that kind of take that fear away, right? And remember that there are certain things that you can change. So where do you hold your personal power? Because Pluto does highlight your personal power, right? So if you've given your power away, or you're giving your power away to fear, now is the time to take your power back. Right? And it can be very empowering in that energy, right? So it can be really kind of awesome. Now, Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn, which is where Venus is, so everything's interconnected here. Saturn is direct. It's been retrograde since June. Saturn recently went direct, and it is in the sign of Pisces. So you may have been feeling that you have been a little bit reflective, introspective in the last few months. Maybe you've been spending some alone time, or maybe you've been kind of nurturing some goals and some dreams. Pisces, as your 12th house energy, it's very spiritual, very mystical, very magical, very creative, but it's also illusionary, right? So it's like something is an illusion, right? Something doesn't feel quite real. And Saturn, when it's retrograde, something doesn't feel quite real, because Saturn has been in that retrograde energy. We're more reflective. We're turning more inwards rather than outwards into reality. So Saturn going direct in Pisces, something is becoming real for you, right? And this can be a realization of, a dream. It's like, oh my goodness, I can do it. I have the power to find the resources I need, or to make the changes that I want to need, or let something go that's been holding me back. So it can be a really powerful energy for us. But this can also be where, you do recognize your ability, like I said, to bring your dreams into reality. You're seeing through the illusion. You're gaining clarity and insight and answers, and so it can be very positive for you. Saturn direct in Pisces can also be where you're recognizing and coming into alignment, into tune with your energetic and spiritual energies. And you could be really focusing on or recognizing where you're giving your energy away and where you need to put up energetic boundaries, especially if you're energetically sensitive and you may have just landed in certain situations where, your energy feels like it's being sucked dry. And this is where you're going to maybe kind of realize that and take your power back. But Saturn direct in Pisces can also be where we finally see the benefits of our hard work, and we may get some rewards. This full moon can be very rewarding. It can be very lucky and very magical for some signs, but again, it is very transformative. And so enjoy this full moon. Remember, the ruler is Venus. And even though full moons can be very emotionally charged, right? Taurus is an earth sign, okay? So connect with the earth, connect with nature, and find those areas of pleasure and joy. Maybe infuse a little bit of love in everything that you do. And of course, Venus encourages us to practice self-love as well. So maybe there's something that you can do there. All right. So that was a huge mouthful. I do thank you for watching, listening. Hopefully there was something helpful for you there. I'll just quickly rattle off where, if whatever sign you are, sun, moon, rising, where this is hitting for you. So Aries, this is in your second house. Your second house ruled by Taurus, so it's your health, income, money, your financial aspects, right? But also your worth. Taurus, of course, this is in your first house of self. Gemini, your 12th house, Pisces energy. So 12th house, very behind the scenes. You could have some big endings coming in here with this one. Okay, full moon can be endings, and 12th house can be endings as well, but it can be setting you up for future freedom, right? Can also be very spiritual for you there in the 12th house, highly spiritual. And so, you might want to spend some time with yourself, right? Great energy for meditation and connecting with spirit. Cancer, your 11th house, it can be very social and very sparkly for you. Your 11th house is really quite people-y. Okay, you could be connecting with social media or social groups. It's also your house of wishes, though, so you could have a wish coming to fruition. Leo, your 10th house is where this is for you, and this can certainly be about your career, your recognition, and maybe even getting rewarded for a job well done. And this can be where a new beginning may be lining up for you as well. So really positive for your career path. Virgo, your 9th house, you could be going, planning a long distance trip. You could be assessing your beliefs. You might be engaging in some spiritual or religious practices at this time, or maybe learning more about those things. It is the house of higher learning. So maybe some of you are considering going back to school, or you're even just recognizing something that you have learned, like a life lesson kind of thing. But this can represent some big long-term or long distance travel, I should say, for you guys, or meeting someone from afar. Libra, your 8th house is about other people's money, inheritances, what you share with other people. So you could have something coming towards you. You could be blending your money, your finances with someone. Also, it has to do with loans, death, taxes, those kind of things. So you could have something going on in any of those areas as well. Scorpio, very relationshipy for you with your 7th house, all about your relationships with other people, your romantic relationships, your friendships, even your business partnerships, right? So whether you have something that is evolving in that area, or you could be making some changes with who you connect with and who you spend some time with. And this can include potentially, kind of letting go or moving away from people that you are no longer energetically aligned with and opening the door to meet someone new. Sagittarius, 6th house energy. This is about your work, your daily habits, your routine, your health, happiness, well-being, and your pets. So you could have some significant changes going on in those areas. Capricorn, your 5th house can be very fun for you. 5th house energy is always very pleasurable in the 5th house. This is where we're focusing on our creativity, our happiness, our joy. Love affairs and romance come in with the 5th house energy as well. So very much a very pleasurable kind of area for you to have a full moon. Aquarius, your 4th house, very much about your home and your family, your children, your ancestors, and so you could have something changing in there. You could get new neighbors, perhaps. Maybe someone is moving out of your house or someone's moving in. You may even kind of realize that maybe you want to spruce up your house a little bit. Taurus, right? Taurus energy brings beauty. And so if you can't move, maybe you can make your house a more comfortable place for you. So you could be doing some things around there. You could be even buying a home or paying off a loan. Pisces, finally, yours is the 3rd house. And your 3rd house is like the junk drawer of astrology, ruled by Mercury. So there could be some focus on technology, communication, your neighborhood, maybe some neighborhood gossip going around. You could be getting a new phone, a new TV or tablet, that kind of thing. But you could also have something break, and just be aware of electricity at this time, because Uranus can be very connected with electrical energy. Okay, so if you're having any kind of like storms or anything like that, power outages or anything, just unplug all of your stuff or something like that, just so you don't have any power surge or something when it all comes back on. But you could have something break, okay, with your technology here as Mercury. And of course, full moons can be endings, but it can be beneficial for you for your future as well, because maybe you've been holding on to a cell phone or something for a long time, and it's like ancient and it's slow and all this kind of stuff. And finally, it just kicks the bucket. And with Saturn in Pisces, maybe it falls in the bathtub or something like that. And now you've got to get something new. And as annoying as it is, it's probably something that you should have done a while ago. So you may have something going on in those areas, but you could also be taking like a short trip somewhere, like a little road trip, a little quick weekend getaway. That kind of thing can be unfolding for you guys. So that's what I have for your full moon energies. Okay, your full moon messages there. So we're just going to get into your daily reading now. And of course, this energy is going to take us through the weekend. All right, but let's just get a few cards and see what they have to say for you. Messages for people for today and the weekend, please. Thank you very much. And our first card out, we've got the Knight of Wands. Woohoo! The Knight of Wands is always up for a good time. The Knight of Wands can certainly be your energy. You've got something you want to do. You're filled with energy. You're filled with passion and inner fire. Maybe you're finding new sources of inspiration. Maybe you're just feeling like you've got to get some things done, and doggone it, I'm going to get it done. The Knight of Wands is all about success, right? Getting something off the ground, getting something started and finishing it, right? And then on to the next thing. So it's like a quick reward kind of energy, right? So whatever you start this weekend or today, I feel like you are going to finish. And so this can be really exciting for you. You may even be going on some fun and adventure or doing something interesting. The Knight of Wands is about having fun, is about trying new things, is about getting out of the comfort zone, right, and feeling really good about it, okay? Now, the Knight of Wands can also be a person that you are either meeting or someone in your life already. Maybe it's someone you're making a decision about, right, especially in love. Okay, because the Knight of Wands energy is not necessarily a long-term connection, although it can be, right, depending on what's going on. It is very exciting, right? So a person that's very exciting, or someone that you have a lot of chemistry with, it can be romantic, it can be a friend, whatever it happens to be. It can be someone new in your life there as well. So this person can be really exciting to be around. Maybe you go on a fun adventure with your best friend or something like that, and you're like, oh, let's just go out and do something fun. Let's forget about our responsibilities for this weekend or for the day, and let's just go and do something that we can both enjoy. So it can be really fun in that. The Knight of Wands can certainly be a successful short-term trip or something like that as well. So again, a weekend getaway or something like that. But we've got the Seven of Swords here as well. So the Seven of Swords can be a little bit of an indecisive energy, right? It's where you're trying to figure out what you want, or you're trying to figure out what to say or what to do, right? So it can be where you are a little bit confused about something, because Seven of Swords can certainly have to do with some trust, right? Do you trust yourself to make the right decisions? Do you trust a person? Knight of Wands, right? Do you think that your connection with this person is going to go for the long haul, or is there something wrong that you don't quite see? The Seven of Swords can quite often come in when there's something where, yes, there can be trust issues or betrayal or things like that, right? But it can be this energy where there's just something not quite right. Maybe you just can't quite put your finger on it, right? And, it can be some back and forth conversations, that kind of thing, to sort out what's wrong. So just focus on trust and honesty. And that's kind of what this full moon does highlight in part anyway. Right? So trusting your people, trusting yourself. Maybe you're trying to reconcile something from the past. Maybe someone has betrayed you or something, and you're trying to come to terms with that, and you're trying to let something go, because that Seven of Swords, we can be trying to hold on to the positive, right? And let go of the negative, right? And that includes our thoughts. This can be where you are trying to let something go, right? We're trying to move past something here. And this Knight of Wands energy can be where you're like very much focused on taking positive action, right? And to move past an issue, whether it's from your present, whether it's something from your past, or maybe it's just some doubts that you may have. All right. So we're certainly getting our thoughts in order there. And we've got the Hierophant here. I love that the Hierophants come out, because the Hierophant represents Taurus, and we've got this full moon in Taurus. So this energy really is around us for the entire weekend. So Taurus energy rules the day. Okay. Stay grounded, stay connected, work with this lunation, can be really positive for you. But the Hierophant energy also does bring about our belief systems, our traditions, our values. And it can be something here, the Knight of Wands, the Hierophant, and there's some issue in the middle with the Seven of Swords. And, we are coming into silly season. We are starting to come into holiday season, whatever it is that your culture or your belief systems bring in. But we've got things like, if you're in the US, right, you got American Thanksgiving is coming in towards the end of November, and that's a really big deal for a lot of people. It's actually even bigger than Christmas, right? But then as we get into December, we've got all these other things going on as well. So it can be that maybe you're trying to blend your cultures with another person, right? Or maybe there's something within your family where certain people want to hold on to certain traditions, and maybe other people want to do something new and exciting, right? And so it causes a little bit of chaos in the middle of that. So you might need to, whoa, sorry about that. Hey, that's my cat underneath the table, just about knocking it over. Anyway, so if you're trying to maybe infuse new traditions into your holiday celebrations, and maybe some people want it, some people don't, so you might need to very much compromise on those things. But the Hierophant's also the marriage card. All right, higher level of commitment, with whether it's with spirit or with another person, right? So the Hierophant can be that higher level of commitment, higher level of education, right? Learning something, okay, but it can also be a higher level of commitment with a person. So some of you could be getting married or planning a wedding. Whew, Seven of Swords right in the middle of there. Oh yeah. Anyone that's ever planned a wedding or anything like that, man, everyone has an opinion, don't they? And, so there could be some, some communication snafus in regards to that. But maybe your focus also here is a long-term commitment somewhere, whether it's to your goals, your dreams, another person, whatever it happens to be. You're kind of tapping into your wisdom, into your knowledge, and really connecting with yourself and your higher self, and thinking, what do I What do I truly want? What do I want to change? What's working? What's not? And so we can be doing a lot of reflection in a full moon energy. All right. But the Hierophant can certainly just be very down to earth, very practical energy. You've got something that you want to accomplish today or through your weekend, and by golly, you're going to get it done. Okay. So this is your ruling energy there with that Taurus, with that Hierophant. Okay. Overcome, trust in your ability to overcome any issues that you may face. I'm going to leave all that there for you guys. I've talked long enough. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.